Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and today I'm going to talk about Hytale again, and today's topic is anti-cheat. So pretty much everyone watching this video that knows anything about Hytale would know that the client of the game is locked and all modding will be server-side. This effectively makes cheating near impossible, or so you would think. Well, the problem is, this is a cybersecurity problem. As people come up with more ways to cheat, of course the game will update such that those cheats are no longer possible, but then the people that make the cheats will find a way around it, and then before you know it, they've bypassed and now they have a new cheat that gets around the changes that the developers made, and then the cycle repeats constantly. And even though the client is technically locked, people are probably going to find a way to get in. I wouldn't even be surprised if they can do it within the first week of the game coming out. They'd be able to insert whatever code they want, and then they could start faking packets just like in Minecraft, and then you'd have people that b-hop, you'd have people that do safe walk, that have knockback or velocity modifiers, speed, flight. So here's the question, right? What is the Hytale anti-cheat going to be like? Because there's no doubt in my mind there's going to be one. So before we get to Hytale, let's talk about Hypixel, since this is where, you know, the people working on Hytale came from. So the Hypixel Minecraft server has a difficult challenge regarding anti-cheat because of the way Minecraft is set up. It's a very moddable game. The developers make it extremely easy to add features to the game, some of which could be considered cheating, like straight up changing the distance that you can hit things from, decreasing knockback, things like that. There's also some weird ones that are not really that well known, but I also find them interesting, and that's auto armor and auto MLG bucket clutch mods. So like, for example, if you pick up a piece of armor that's better than the one you're wearing, it automatically gets equipped without you having to click it. And the other one is if you have a water bucket in your hotbar and you jump off a high distance, then the mod will automatically pull the bucket out and then clutch for you and negate fall damage. So it's really cool from a developer point of view, but obviously it's a big problem with the game. So Hypixel deals with this in a couple ways. They have No Cheat Plus, a modified version, and they have this magical piece of software called Watchdog. So from what I've heard, Watchdog is a self-learning bot that's more than just a mod, and it's able to analyze the way players move. It learns from what it sees, and it bans in waves. And what that means is that if it detects someone hacking, they won't ban them right away. I'll add them to a list, and every couple hours or so, I think something like that, maybe even days, there's a ban wave that bans all the people on that list. This way, people that develop the hacks won't know what it is that triggered the ban. So this supposedly makes developing new hacks more difficult. This has its problems though, because let's say it takes a day for a ban wave to happen. Then somebody could hack all day and have zero repercussions for it. And they could fly, they could use safe walk, they could b-hop, things like that. And it's not a great thing for people that are just trying to play the game. I understand that, you know, making it more difficult to make new hacks is a good thing, but at the same time, are you just gonna let people hack on the server for days on end without doing anything? Anyway, that's the problem with Watchdog. That's one of the many problems with Watchdog. Something that, in my opinion, is even more troublesome is closet cheaters. These are the people that actively avoid Watchdog, they actively avoid No Cheat Plus by using very low setting hacks, or they toggle it constantly. So for example, right, a great example is TriggerBot. So the way TriggerBot works is somebody will hover their mouse over an enemy, and the instant that their cursor goes over the enemy player, it will hit. So they'll hit the player. And this is useful because if you keep your mouse cursor over a person, then you'll get the maximum number of hits, which is possible, which is 1 every half second on a person, like doing damage. And this hack is a lot more difficult to detect than your average kill aura, because you can turn it off as well. So let's say Watchdog sends that flying bot towards you that flies around you, then you could just turn off your, well, also TriggerBot doesn't automatically like move your cursor towards the bot, so it doesn't look like hacks. So things like that, bypasses exist, and it's a big problem. But yeah, closet cheating as well, a good example of that would be having, say, reach, except it's only by like half a block. So instead of the default for Hypixel, which is I think something like like? Well, the default for Minecraft is like 3, I think. Anyway, but let's just say you add half a block of reach. That's not going to be very easy to detect, and then, you know, most people that WDR or accuse you of hacks, the excuse could just be that you're lagging, which is a fair thing to say if you are lagging, because a big problem with Hypixel again is that laggy players almost have pseudo hacks. Like, it gives them reach, it gives them anti-knockback or delayed knockback, which sometimes gets completely ignored because it's so delayed. And it's a great tool for people that hack to just act like they're lagging because, you know, they can't get caught that way. So, big problem there. It is my opinion that all of these problems in Minecraft is what spurred development of Hytale, because the Hypixel developers have so little control over what players do with Minecraft that a perfect anti-cheat is not possible. So I think that's why they started making Hytale, so they can have complete control over the game, be able to push updates to kill hacks, and they might have the legal authority to sue somebody that is hacking, kind of like what happened with Xturtle, but except they'd be able to do it more easily. Anyway, so I follow Simon on Twitter, Simon, the owner of Hypixel, and I see a lot of scuffles. There's people that complain about hacks all the time on Twitter, a notable person being PikaClicks, and him and Simon got in a big fight, and it actually got kind of nasty. And I tried to bring up a solution to him, you know, to have support for Badlion clients, such that people that use Badlion client are put together in lobbies. And that would help the cheater problem a lot, because a client-side anti-cheat is a lot harder to crack, hence why they're making Hytale right now. But Badlion client could be a nice little temporary solution for Minecraft. But anyway, yeah, he's very frustrated. When he heard my suggestion, he kind of just blew it off, probably out of frustration, probably because he's heard it before, and there could be all sorts of reasons. I don't know, but he's definitely very frustrated about it right now. So anyway, yeah, Hytale's gonna have a closed client, making developing cheats more difficult, but still possible, of course. And the idea, I guess, is that developers for Hytale will update the client constantly, such that these things don't happen as easily. But the question here, the real question, is there going to be a watchdog equivalent for Hytale? Do you think there will be a bot or some, like, I don't know, entity that's just scanning the game for people that are doing suspicious things? I personally think yes. Because, of course, there's going to be people that bypass whatever anti-cheating measures are built into the game itself. So maybe either to collect information for updates or to just straight up ban people, there probably will be some sort of bot like Watchdog. Maybe it'll be called Watchwolf or something, a more vicious version of Watchdog, I don't know. But I believe yes, because Hytale's been dealing with the cheater problem for years, and they know how much of a negative impact it has on the player base, and I think they're going to do everything they can to stomp it out before it becomes popular. And I actually have a suggestion in this regard, that there be this watchdog entity game-wide, and as a server owner, you can opt in to this bot and have a version of it running on your server, so that not only can you ban cheaters, but it'll also collect new information for the developers of Hytale to patch the game to get rid of such cheats. So yeah, just imagine, for example, I am going to be running a server called the Blockshot Network, and it'll be all about guns. And Call of Duty is notorious for having cheaters. You'll have people that have aim assist. What is it called? In the Call of Duty games, it was like, oh yeah, it's called aimbot. There we go. I'm dumb. So yeah, Call of Duty has aimbot, of course. And then you'd have other hacks that let people go inside of objects they're not supposed to, so they can't get shot. There's people that are able to have aimbot through walls, and they're able to just kill people from across the map. And there's some people, I've seen some really strange hacks where they're able to, like, I guess it's through a macro or something, they're able to use something like a FAL in full auto configuration, except it's like a machine gun. Like really, really quick firing that's like beyond what the game limits. Like there's a limit to how fast you can shoot a semi in, for example, Advanced Warfare. But somehow through this hack, they're able to bypass it and just shoot like probably something like 1,200 rounds a minute or something stupid. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to be dealing with these hacks probably. As a shooter game server owner, there's probably going to be people that develop hacks specifically for the network so that they can get stats, and we're gonna have to ban them. And having this watchdog system that is able to detect when something's up with the client and to be able to talk with the server and, you know, to be able to notice when someone's cheating and ban them, that'd be really great. And it could also teach the developers of Hytale more about hacks. It could teach them more about how to prevent people from adding things like that to the game. And I think it'd be great overall. But I think the biggest anti-cheat of all that could be implemented into Hytale is not of the software variety. It's simply by policy. I'm a big advocate for free speech. I have a lot of opinionated things that I say in my videos that make people mad, and you know, I can do that because of free speech. And you know, I'm very appreciative that YouTube policy allows me to speak my mind and not be afraid of getting censored. But there is an exception to this rule. I think that all content promoting hacks, all content for people making hacks or using hacks should get not only deleted, but the accounts banned off of YouTube. I think that all websites that distribute these hacks should be taken out of Google search results. That is possible, by the way. It's happened before with other situations, but yeah, I think that we should actually censor hacking in this game. It's a strong opinion. I know there's people that are going to make the argument that hacking could be fun in a single player environment, but the problem is most of the people that are quote hackers are just kids that have downloaded these mods, because that's what they are. They're mods. They're not really any different from any other mod. They're just, yeah. So a hack is just a mod, but they're just people that download the mod and use it. Generally, the people that develop the mod, sure, they'll use it and they'll be like one person, but the thousands upon thousands that download and use the mod are the problem, because they're just so many of them. And that's what's like plaguing the player base in a game like Hypixel Skywars or Hypixel Bed Wars. So anyway, those are my thoughts on whether or not Hytale will have an anti-cheat and whether or not it should do certain things with its anti-cheat. I personally think that it should have an anti-cheat that is distributable across server networks and censoring all hacking propaganda. Just get that crap off the internet. We don't need it. We want to play fair games. We want to have a fun time and test our skills, not our ability to install software online. Well, anyway, leave a like down below if you guys enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to continue the Hytale discussion, you should follow me on Twitter. I mentioned Simon a lot, and it turns out I actually interact with him quite a bit on there, as well as a lot of the other staff. And of course, I'll be the first one to retweet any Hytale news that comes out, any updates, any blog posts. It's been like almost 2 months since a blog post came out, but you know, whatever. But I guess that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.